Hello and welcome to another Liverpool match review. I know it's 2 days late on a Monday, and the game was obviously on Saturday, but I wanted to do this with a clear head given how the game went, so I could give you my best points rather than speaking from a rash point of view and just ranting rather than giving you proper points and make the best video I can for you. So what actually went wrong, apart from the obvious result, obviously losing to Nottingham Forest, is never good. Given that they're, like Slot said, they're never challenging for the top 10, and they do look good so far this season. But losing at Anfield to them is never good. Uh, Even if you have a new coach and it's going to be you know a few steps forward, maybe one back or whatever. But with the quality that we have, we should be we should be scoring a few of the goals. Sorry, and just moving on to Milan on Tuesday. But that was far from the case. As soon as the game started, you could see that we were going to be in for a rough day, and then hopefully managed to just get the ball over the line and get out there for 3 points. But no, the passes were terrible. Passes that should have been in front or to feet of the player they were passing to. With it just wasn't there. They would have to take a touch or behind them, slowed the attack down. We just couldn't get anything going in the midfield because of Yates and the physicality in there with them. Moreno, Max, Salah out the game all game, couldn't get anything going on the right, and just one thing after another. No really leadership of someone in the team to say, "Come on now, let's wake up." If that's the thing with this team, if Salah's not um, Salah's usually that man, but if he's out of it or out of sorts, shall we say, then you look at the team and it just shows how important Mo is, because the other attackers, when he's not on it, they don't offer too much at the moment, and that has to improve. People like Diogo Jota, he is a great goal scorer, but these sort of games are the ones where you hope for someone like him to step in and fill the void if Mo's not obviously on the day not performing. Then the substitutes as well, like Darwin Nunez and Gakpo, probably to do with the little bit of how the game was going for us all day. Not the greatest sort of game to come into, with a lot of stop starts because of how Nottingham Forest set up, and a lot of fouls because of the physicality, which kind of played into the fact we couldn't get anything going. Stop starting. No, especially at Anfield, the way we want to play with pace. It does interrupt us a lot. But yeah, the substitutes didn't offer too much, and Darwin, again, I know I spoke about Darwin Nunez a lot for those that know my opinions on him, and I've backed him a lot. But the way it's looking now, I'm eager to see if Slot's going to give him opportunities from the start in the upcoming matches with the schedule. But if I was a betting man, I think going into the next summer, I think the club may look to move him on if he doesn't starting games, or at least getting goals to force his way in. But right now it doesn't look too good for him. But all he has to do is keep working on the training pitch, and hopefully he has an opportunity to really kick on under the new this new look regime, if you want. 4 games into it, of course, under Arne Slot, and at the start of the season you would hope that Slot would give him an opportunity, and at the moment it hasn't worked out like that, but there's plenty of games coming. But back on the game as a whole, like I say, Gakpo didn't do much either, so it's not just Darwin. We need to see Gakpo from the summer, but in a red shirt, and again he hasn't had many starts, so it's difficult to, especially after international breaks, it's always difficult to come on in the game if you've not had the rhythm. And we did look like a team who'd be a bit tired after the international break. That's not an excuse, because Nottingham Forest deserve to do their have the 3 points. They're stuck in the game. They had a game plan and executed it to the maximum, and they made the right substitutions at the right time. Uh, Hudson-Odoi, the one who came on, scored the goal. Because it was obvious the longer it stayed 0-0, they were going to get more adventurous with 10 or 15 minutes to go, and that's what happened. So we just have to blame ourselves. Really, that's all we can do. But we know that we can play much better than that. But the passing to each other was just terrible. Every situation was we made the wrong decision, and it was far from the Liverpool. Only Liverpool could go from, and I know there was an international break in between, so of course it stops rhythm and the momentum that you build up. In like we've won three, and obviously going to Old Trafford, that was a massive result, and I think just from a football's fans' view, given how I know momentum is a massive part of it, I think if the Nottingham Forest game was a week after, we'd probably won the game. But again, that's just not how the modern game works. Everybody else, has the same problem, and they let themselves down. We didn't pass the first big test after the international break, so we have to improve I'm sure on the training pitch. So we'll look at new ways to break low blocks down. But first of all, it's about performing much better going into Tuesday, where again it's not a very nice place to go, but gives us an opportunity. San Siro, AC Milan are a good team. You never know what you're going to get with them, up and down all the time. But this is Europe, and we've worked hard to get back in the Champions League, where I believe Liverpool belong, or should be competing at, and it gives us another opportunity to put it right as soon as possible, going into Saturday against Bournemouth, which again is not going to be an easy game. So we have to go straight into Tuesday and look to get the 3 points and bounce back in the league on Saturday. And this is what top level sport at the highest level, in terms of competing for the big trophies. This is what you have to do after a bounce back. It was far from unacceptable, but the overreactions about the manager, he did everything. And I know it was just trying anything at the end in terms of making three at the back, the 3-5-2, I believe. But everything else went wrong. So why are we blaming him if he just did a tactic where just trying to help the team in any way he could, because he ran out of ideas at the end, because the whole team was just... I've never seen a game where that many players all have bad games at the same time. And that's, in my opinion, that's the reason we lost the game, because too many of our star players decided to have all a bad game at the same time, and that's you're never going to win the game. Normally, if you can get away with maybe one or two, but if all your star players have a bad game, it's going to be hard to get anything out of it, and that's what happened in the end, unfortunately. So it's a massive wake-up call for maybe Adam Slot in general, but he probably knew the run of... Not because none of the games were too easy, but we've had it quite simple. It's been job done in the end, and this is a bit quick wake-up call to him. Maybe if he needed it, probably didn't. He was well aware, spoke about in interviews a few times about how the Premier League works. Anyone can beat anyone, and to lose at Anfield as well, he will not be happy about that, and nor should the team be, and they definitely won't be. And given we know the leaders of the team, and like I say, hopefully we can go into Tuesday and bounce back into Europe, because Liverpool, in my opinion, are made for these European occasions, and I hope to go far in the competition. On to Tuesday.